Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan B. Butler. This episode, we finish off our coverage from 4 episodes total here. 2 released recently and then 1 released a little while earlier. Of the 2020 SteelBooks from Zavvi in the UK. Zavvi actually released all 11 live-action theatrical Star Wars films, at least from the US perspective. We forget the Ewok telemovies because they weren't theatrical over here. They finally released all of them, not just in SteelBooks, but in a matching set of SteelBooks, all using poster art on the cover. Although there's a lot of consternation about the poster art that was chosen for The Empire Strikes Back. But it is a matching set. Okay? We've already looked at the original trilogy quite a while ago. We looked at the prequel trilogy 2 episodes ago, the sequel trilogy last episode. Now we finish our coverage with the 2 anthology films. And this was kind of a big deal because until the surprise listing started to show up in August of 2020 of the black border releases for all 11 of the films, Rogue One hadn't gotten a 4K/Blu-ray release at all in the UK because they didn't get the individual releases at the same time as Rise of Skywalker and the Skywalker Saga. Months earlier. The first place that people expected to be able to get Rogue One was then through Zavvi, through these SteelBooks, although they wound up putting out the Black Border releases in August. But that made Rogue One kind of the most sought after of these in many people's minds, and that is where we start this time. The J-Card, similar stuff to what we've seen, right? 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, bonus disc. We have the ratings, we have the logo down here, except this is then the film's logo, not just Star Wars with the title running through it. It is the regular Rogue One logo, which is different than the other ones we've seen. The spine, same as what we've seen with the ratings and the product number. And the back, essentially what we've seen as far as it mirroring what we saw essentially back in August with the 4K Ultra HD information up here, info about the film, cast crew information, 4K disc information, regular Blu-ray disc information, how to play a 4K disc, various logos, stats, more logos and symbols and whatnot, ratings, UPC, and legalese tiny down there at the bottom. Now, these tended to use different poster art, and that was the case this time as well. So we have that particular version of the poster art with Rogue One and a border going around it. Notice the border goes all the way around it instead of stopping at Star Wars because the logo just sits atop the line, so it's slightly different in design, but not by very much. We've seen this cover before. We've seen this on, I think it was one of the lenticular ones out of South Korea, if I remember correctly. We've seen it on some SteelBook designs, so not exactly an unusual image to be seeing, but first time on a SteelBook, at least in the UK, never in the US in this kind of SteelBook form, and it is a Zavvi exclusive in terms of the matching design. By comparison, by the way, I just popped open the Rogue One from China, the Blue Fans one. This is the Blue Fans one, this is the Zavvi one. So notice that, again, the borders are different, and they've actually shifted the artwork so you can see the stuff beneath them better here by cutting off a tiny bit of Jin's head, whereas here there's just a lot of dead space up at the top. As for the back, it's what we've been seeing here. A single image, in this case a stormtrooper, with the border going around it, going into the Lucasfilm and the copyright, with the lines stopping at the copyright. So the back is identical in its handling of the border line, just not the front because of the way that the title is handled. Now, the spine, similar to what we saw with 1 through 9 in that it's got Lucasfilm at the top and 4K Ultra HD at the bottom, except notice, instead of Star Wars and then the film's title, it's again the film's logo instead. The discs, again, are going to look like what we've seen before, but we'll take a look very quickly here. We have Rogue One at the top, we have Jin there, we have Lucasfilm and feature film. No need to say 4K up here because it's down here. Ratings here as opposed to off to the side because of the way that the Blu-ray discs are designed with the black area at the bottom. 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, the ratings have the rating number underneath the 1, product number, and then legalese. The Blu-ray is essentially the Blu-ray that they released previously, just repackaged. Same thing with the Blu-ray bonus disc as well. As for what is inside, Jin in her disguise on Scarif. And then we have Solo, the last of the 11 here that we're taking a look at. Not the last released, of course, in terms of theatrically, but the other anthology film. We again have a similar bottom here on the J-card, and same information with the ratings, and again using the film's logo as opposed to just Star Wars with the name, because they did not redo these logos when they did Skywalker Saga, because they didn't need to. You got the ratings, the product numbers there, and a similar back design here. Then we got this artwork here. We've seen this in various places, including in the US at Target, but not as a steelbook. Border again going all the way around without breaking because the logo just sits above it in this case. The back, same kind of border with Lucasfilm and copyright there and Chewbacca. Then the spine, similar design to Rogue One there, right? Film logo as opposed to text. Inside, same discs we've seen before. In fact, in the case of Solo, same ones we've seen since 2018. And then the image there is Lando's Millennium Falcon. Though it gets so dark on this side that it's kind of hard to even see it. Looking at it here with what's around it, it looks like, yeah, those must be the lights of the impound. So this is the Millennium Falcon when it's impounded before Lando tries to hustle them into freeing it, and Beckett cuts part of his share. So yes, folks, they're finally all here. All 11 of them. My thanks to Julian Smith for helping me acquire 10 out of these 11. Brian Snook for helping me acquire A New Hope. I'm so glad I was able to finally get these covered here on the show, and I really hope the next time we do anything like this, it is much less stressful for me or for Julian over in the UK, because he really was, a huge, huge help both to the show and to me in particular for helping acquire these over there and getting them sent over. And for those who are wondering about the protective cases, because I always get asked about these are actually cases I got on the recommendation of Brian Snook by ordering from a place called retroprotection.com, in case you're looking for that sort of thing. With that, we will wrap up this episode, and finally, our coverage of these things. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.